Good morning, students. Let us move ahead, and I welcome you to this session on Introduction to MATLAB. And we are into our sixth video. Today, we'll be covering a very important aspect in MATLAB, and one of the interesting aspect, that is using how do you use the plots to visualize different kinds of data. So straight away, we'll move on to the exercise. Okay, so we are into section 9 of this course, MATLAB on ramp, and today we are going to see this plotting vectors. Okay, so to plot the vectors, or basically to plot the data and see it, we'll need some data, and for that purpose we have this basic code which is already set up here for you. So here this load data file basically loads the data file which is stored in MATLAB memory, which contains some variables, and these variables are named as sample, density. Okay, so it actually loads only one variable, that is data, and from that data variable we can extract sample variable vector called as sample, which is the first column of the variable data. Then we can see density, which is the second column. Then v1 and v3, v1 and v2 are the third and fourth column, and then we are doing some basic calculations, like we are calculating the mass of first element and mass of second element, density multiplied by v1, density multiplied by v2. So this is just to so that you have some variables already available for you to plot. Okay, so this data is already there, which is given to you. Now let us see the simple plot command. If you have two vectors of the same length, then they can be plotted against each other by using the plot function, plot x comma y. Okay, so you have a vector x of say length 10, y of length 10, then for every x value there is some y value, so this plot will be given. A two-dimensional plot can be easily done by using the simple command plot x comma y. For example, in this task we are supposed to create a plot with sample on the x-axis and mass 1 on the y-axis. Okay, so what I will write here, I will write plot what I want on x-axis. On x-axis I need just a minute. Okay, so on x-axis I need sample, and on y-axis I need mass 1. So I'll simply write plot sample comma what I need on y-axis, I need mass 1, and I will run this section. Okay, now when I see when this session is completed, I'll be able to see the output, which will be on x-axis I'll have sample, and on y-axis I'll have the mass 1. Okay, so it is taking some time to run, so let us wait for that much time. Moving on, as you see, the plot is generated here in this window. On x-axis we have some values which go from 0 to 40. On y-axis we have some values which go from 0 to 60, and there is some kind of relationship between these points. When you plot, when you draw such a plot, the simple plot, all the points which are available will be simply joined by a straight line. Okay, so higher the number of points, smoother curves you will get. Okay, so whatever is the relation between sample and mass 1 is shown here in this, right? Now let us go to the next task and see what it is required. The plot function also accepts an additional argument that allows you to specify the color, line style, marker style using different symbols in single quotes. For example, the command plot x comma y comma r, okay, dash dash o, the command above plots a red dashed line with a circle as a marker. Okay, you can learn more about the symbols in the line specification. So again, if you want to specify, instead of this blue line you want some different colors, you want something different, something looking different, then there are some simple lines of codes which can be used. For example, if you want something red dashed line and with circle as a marker, you can use this. Now let us see this task and try it for us. Okay, so it is asking us plot mass 2 on y-axis against sample on x-axis, and we are supposed to use red star markers and no line in your plot. Okay, so we just need red and star markers or asterisk. Instead of star, you can also call it as asterisk. So I'll use the command plot and I will write, I need sample on x-axis, I'll write sample on x-axis. I need mass 2 on y-axis, I'll write mass 2 on y-axis. And in double quotes, I'll write R. Okay, R is for red and star. So I'll simply write R star. And let me check whether this works. And just remember one thing, students, that it is not necessary for you to remember all these codes. That you should always remember R and star will give you a red with star. Okay, it is not necessary. It is up to you. Whenever you need a special kind of a plot or something, just go to help and find it out. That will do your job. Okay, so you can see this on the right hand side. You get a plot with these red stars, and we do not have any line in our plot. Okay, so only points are plotted, no lines are plotted, right? So this is the use of the plot command, where we can use circles and or stars, etc. Let us move on to the next task. Now this is a very important command which is called as the hold on command. Okay, each plot command creates a separate plot. So whenever you write a plot command, what happens internally is the old plot is removed from that graph and new plot is plotted. So the old graph is removed and new graph is plotted. So but what if you want to see two plots on the same graph? So this will give you the relationship between various variables, right? So this is what we always require in real life, and we want to see how two things are working against a single variable. Okay, so for example, you have number of days in a month, so you want to see what was the temperature on that particular day and what was the rainfall on that particular day. So on x-axis you will expect only days, and on y-axis you will expect two variables, temperature and rainfall. Similarly, here we can use a command called, for this purpose we can use a command called as hold on. Hold on command actually holds on the previous graph. That means it remembers the previous graph and the next graph will be plotted along with the previous graph. So let us try this. So first of all, we have to type the hold on command, hold on, and then I have to plot mass 1 on y-axis against sample on x-axis. I'll say plot, okay, I'll say mass 1, sorry, I need sample on x-axis, so I'll write sample on x-axis, comma, mass 1 on y-axis with black square markers and no line, with black. So I'll use double black S. Okay, so I'll write B. For black, K is used, and for square markers S is used, right? So let us see this command, run this and see what is the output. So when I do so, the plot commands will take some time when we are working online with online MATLAB, because it goes to the cloud and etc. Depending on your network speed, it takes some time, and then we'll see the effect of this plot. So you see here, this is the plot output which we got. So now you have these old red stars which were plotted in the earlier command. They are as it is. In addition to this, you see these square boxes. These square boxes are for mass 1 and the red stars are for mass 2. So on the same graph, you can see two different plots. On the same plot, we can see two different graphs rather. Okay, so this is the use of the hold command, hold on command. So hold on command is a very useful command, and you can go on plotting different plots, different variables with different variables until you say hold off. The graphs will be superimposed. They will keep on superimposing with each other. Okay, so that is the advantage of the hold on command. Let us move on to the next task. Yeah, as I was telling you, while the hold state is on, plots will continue to go on the same axis. To return to the default plot behavior, where each plot gets its own axis, we have to enter the hold off. You see on the right side, all the graphs are showing on the same graph. Okay, so I'll say to remove this, I have to write hold off. Okay, I have to simply enter. So that was the only task which was given to us. Enter the hold of command. So let us do enter the hold of command and submit. So what it will do is next time whenever we'll plot the graph, it will simply plot the new graph only. It will not take the initial graphs, or the earlier graphs will not be superimposed on each other. That is the use of the hold of command, right? Uh, let's go to the next task. Now, when you plot a single vector by itself, MATLAB uses the vector values as the y-axis data and the x-axis data ranges from 1 to n. Suppose you have a vector x which is having some values 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, etc. And you simply say plot x. What will happen? The values will be plotted on y-axis, and on x-axis it will simply enter the index or the number of elements. So if there are 10 elements, on x-axis you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On y-axis you will have the values. So for first element, if the value is 2, on y-axis you will have 2. Okay, for second element value is 5, on y-axis you will have 5. So this way, on x-axis only n numbers will be printed from first to the last element. That range will be printed one by one. Y-axis actual values will be printed. Okay, so let us see this example of this by a task. Plot the vector v1 using the command window. Using the command plot v1. So I'll simply plot v1. So what this command will do? This command will actually plot on x-axis. It will plot the number of the variables which are present in v1. So count of variables, count of the elements. So there are 7 elements. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is printed on x-axis. Whereas on y-axis, you will have the values. Okay. So on y-axis for 1, the value is 4. For 2, the value is 6.5. For 3, the value is 1.5. For 4, the value is something else. So values will be printed on the y-axis, and on x-axis, you will have the count, which will start from 1, it will go to the end, right? Okay, let us move on to the next task. Now the plot function also accepts additional inputs, which consist of a property name and associated value. For example, if you want to make the line a little bit bolder, you want the width of the line to be higher, so that can be again included, and there are many more options. But generally what we do is, once you do the plot, then there are many options. You see in the figure on the top of this toolbar, you can see there is a figure toolbar, and in this figure toolbar you can do many things. So you click on the graph, you click here grid, so grid will appear here, and see you got a grid here which has appeared here. If you want to add a text arrow, you can simply click on the this, and you can click here and you can prepare a text arrow like this. So these GUI options are always available. So it is not necessary that you should write everything in the form of a command, right? But as a programmer, you should know this, because you can dynamically program the things. Okay, let us move on. Let us do this task. It is asking us to plot v1 with a line width of 3. So I'll simply say plot v1, comma, I'll say the parameter is line width. So you have to write it exactly like I have written here, because this is the code for this, and the width required is 3. So line width is 3, and I will simply run this section. Plot v1 with a line width of 3. I'll run this. Okay, so you see you got a bolder line here. You got a bolder line here because I have specified it as 3. Okay, so this way you can play around with many parameters in the plot function, and you can change the style, you can change the colors, you can either hold on or hold off the things together, right? So this is the advantage of this. Now let's move on to the next task. The next task is we are asked to there are some more things that are shown here. So you can provide additional inputs to the plot function after the line specifier. Okay, so like you can have x, y arrow. So one more task, let us do this. Okay, what it is asking us, plot V1 on y-axis against sample on x-axis. So in place of x, I'll write sample. In place of y, I'll write V1 because I need it on y-axis. Okay, with red circle markers and a solid line. So I'm writing RO. R is for red, O is for circle, and this dash is for solid line. Okay, use a line width of 4. So I'm writing in double quotes line width, and I need a line width of 4. So I'm writing 4, right? And I can run this section. So all these things can be done. Once again, I'll tell you that it is not required to do this because many options are available in the GUI itself. So you can directly use the mouse and do all the modifications that you want to do. Many a time we'll like to add the plots to our presentation or in our paper which we are publishing. So in that case, you can do it using GUI also. But if you want to code it, you can code it as well, right? So we got the correct answer. You see, you got a red line with circles, circle markers with red lines with a width of 4. Everything is there on the right hand side, right? So this is the session. This section is of plotting vectors is almost over, right? So plot is very simple. It's plot x comma y. Now MATLAB has so many other plots. It is not only that simple xy plots. There are many other plots which we will see in the different sections. There are histogram functions and other functions. We will see them, and these things can be easily explored in MATLAB. So because MATLAB has a very rich library as far as plots are concerned. Okay, so you can do the bar plots and then you can do the histograms, etc. Moving on, let us do some more things with the plot. So in the last session, the earlier, just in this video earlier, we have seen how we can add different plots. Now let us say you want to add some title to it. You want to add some title to the plot, and okay, you want to do something. So for that there is a title command which can be used. Okay, so labels can be added to plots using the plot annotation functions. This is for example title. The input to these functions is a string. String in MATLAB are enclosed in double quotes. So in double quotes you have to write and then you can write. So for example, add the title sample mass to the existing plot. Okay, so I have to add a title of sample mass. So I will say title plot title. So whatever title I want to give, right? So I will say title, and what I need to add, sample mass. So I'll simply write sample mass. Remember, before this we have to execute this. So I have to plot, hold on, plot, hold off. So all these things have to be done, and then we can go ahead and do this task, right? So this is required. But once again, my recommendation will be you go to the GUI part of it and simply add. Okay, so here see, here sample mass is appearing, but here X label option is also there. So I can use directly X label. If I click X label here, then I can click here and type the X label. Okay, if I click Y label here, I can click here and type the Y label. So it is not necessary that you do always these things. You can also enter the title directly by clicking here and clicking here. Okay, so if I click on title and click here, I can change the title. So it is not always necessary to use the code for doing all this stuff, right? Then but since we are going through this MATLAB online program, let us complete as it is going. So let me submit this and move on to the next task. Okay, so the next task is use the Y label function to add the label mass G. So same way as I have written title, I can use Y label. Okay, I can say Y label. Sorry, I should do it in task 2. I'll do it in task 2. I'll say Y label. Okay, and in parenthesis I'll say mass G. And let us do this. So It will take some time. You got it? You got the label here, mass G on the y-axis, right? So this way you can add X label as well, Y label, you can give the title, etc. So next task, uh, we can also create a legend as we do it in a graph, the different colors, what each color is indicating. So that can be created by writing the simple legend function, right? So legend ABC, it will create three legends ABC if there are three values. Now create the task is to create a legend with the labels expa and expp in that order. So all I need to do is I need to write legend in double quotes. I need to write exp space a comma exp space b. Double quotes have to be required because that is for strings, right? So we can use the legends here. So here the you see the square is for b for a and star is for b, right? So this way you can create the legends, you can give the title, you can give the X label, Y label, etc., right? So we can do this and we can also use something called as concatenation. Okay, you can use a variable's value in a plot annotation by concatenating a string with a variable. So you can add the name, the concatenation, etc. Okay, for example, we can try this code which is given here. Let us try this code. Let us wait for the result to come out. So this bar in bracket data 3 comma colon. So data 3 comma colon is the third row, entire third row is plotted. Bar will give you the bar plot. That means whatever the variables are there, they will be plotted in a bar format. And the title. So title we have written sample. Okay, so sample in double quotes, that will appear here as it is sample, plus sample in bracket 3. Now this sample in bracket 3 will return the value of the third element of the sample. So third element of the sample is 19. So that value will be returned here as 19. Okay. Plus data. So plus data means this will be written as it is data. So this sample and data is printed as it is, and this sample 3 is nothing but the third value of that sample, right? So this way you can use the annotations, etc., to do to give a good look to your graphs. All right. So dear students, let us stop here today, and we will continue with the small project, mini project kind of thing in the next video. Thank you for listening patiently. Thank you so much.